Oppo A9 2020 is a great budget camera smartphone. There are 4 cameras on the back, and there is a wide angle and interesting shooting mode like cinema video style night and game boost 2.0 game mode. And this smartphone supports Dolby audio and stereo speaker, but the screen is low resolution. Oppo A9 2020 is available in the market from September 2019. The phone got a 6.5-inch IPS LCD touchscreen display and a resolution of 720x1600 pixels with an aspect ratio of 20:9. And it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The Oppo A9 2020 has installed 11nm Snapdragon 665 processor for its performance, with integrated GPU Adreno 610. It has 4GB or 8GB of RAM with 128GB UFS 2.1 internal storage respectively. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 256GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has quad camera setup on the back side. It has 48MP main shooter with a 1.8 aperture and the 8MP ultra-wide lens with f2.3 aperture and the 2MP lens with f2.4 aperture, and the fourth camera is 2MP depth sensor lens with f2.4 aperture. The back camera features dual LED dual tone flash, panorama, SDR, gyro, EIS, etc. On the front side, it has 16MP selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. Oppo A9 2020 offers Android 9 Pie, ColorOS 6.1 operating system. As for the battery, it has 5000 mAh non-removable battery with 10W fast battery charging capability. The phone available in 3 color variants: marine green, space purple, vanilla mint, and it weighs about 195 grams. Oppo F15 is a beautiful smartphone with quad camera setup, AMOLED display, under-display fingerprint unlock, good battery support, and fast charging. Oppo F15 is available in the market from January 2020. The phone got a 6.4-inch AMOLED touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2400 pixels with an aspect ratio of 20:9, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. The Oppo F15 has installed 12nm MediaTek MT6771V Helio P70 processor for its performance, with integrated GPU Mali G72 MP3. It has 8GB of RAM with 128GB UFS 2.1 internal storage respectively. The phone supports an expansion of memory up to 256GB via a microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has quad camera setup on the back side. It has 48MP main shooter with a 1.8 aperture and the 8MP ultra-wide lens with f2.3 aperture and the 2MP black and white sensor with f2.4 aperture, and the fourth camera is 2MP depth sensor lens with f2.4 aperture. The camera features LED flash, SDR, panorama, gyro, EIS, etc. On the front side, it has 16MP selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. Oppo F15 offers Android 9 Pie, ColorOS 6.1 operating system. As for the battery, it has 4025 mAh non-removable battery with 30W fast battery charging capability. It can charge 50% in just 30 minutes. The phone available in 2 color variants: lightning black, unicorn white, and it weighs about 172 grams. Oppo Reno3 is available in the market from December 2019. The phone got a 6.4-inch AMOLED touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2400 pixels with an aspect ratio of 20:9, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, and the display supports under-display fingerprint unlock. The Oppo Reno3 has installed 7nm Dimensity 1000L processor for its performance, with integrated GPU Mali G77 MP9. It has 8GB or 12GB of RAM with 128GB UFS 2.1 internal storage respectively. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has quad camera setup on the back side. It has 48MP main shooter with a 1.8 aperture and the 8MP ultra-wide lens with f2.2 aperture and the 2MP black and white lens with f2.4 aperture, and the fourth camera is 2MP depth sensor lens with a 1.8 aperture. Back camera features LED flash, SDR, panorama, gyro, EIS, OIS, etc. And this camera can record 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p video at 120 frames per second. On the front side, it has 32 megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. Oppo Reno3 offers Android 10 ColorOS 7 operating system. As for the battery, it has 4025 mAh non-removable battery with 30 watt fast battery charging capability. It can charge 50% in just 20 minutes. The phone available in 4 color variant and it weighs about 181 gram. Oppo Reno3 Pro 5G is available in the market from December 2019. The phone got a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED touchscreen display and a resolution of 1080x2400 pixels with an aspect ratio of 20:9, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5. The screen is slightly curved on the sides. The Oppo Reno3 Pro 5G has installed 7nm Snapdragon 765G processor for its performance, with integrated GPU Adreno 620. It has 8GB or 12GB of RAM with 128GB or 256GB of internal storage respectively. This phone does not have any slot for placing any microSD card. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has quad camera setup on the back side. It has 48 megapixel main shooter with f1.7 aperture and the 13 megapixel telephoto lens with f2.4 aperture and the 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensor with f2.2 aperture, and the fourth camera is 2 megapixel black and white sensor with f1.8 aperture. Back camera features dual LED flash, HDR, panorama, gyro EIS and OIS. This camera can record 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p video at 240 frames per second. On the front side, it has 32 megapixel selfie camera with f2.4 aperture. Oppo Reno3 Pro 5G operates Android 10 ColorOS 7 operating system. As for the battery, it has 4025 mAh battery with 30 watt fast battery charging support. It can charge 50% in just 20 minutes. The phone available in 5 color variant and it weighs about 171 gram. Oppo Find X2 Pro is very sophisticated super flagship smartphone. Everything here is top notch, the most powerful processor, fastest charging, the coolest camera as well. Unlike Oppo Find X2 is IP68 rated, water and dust protected. Oppo Find X2 Pro is available in the market from March 2020. The phone got a 6.7-inch AMOLED touchscreen display and a resolution of 1440x3168 pixels. And this ultra high resolution screen has 120Hz refresh rate, and this is the world's first smartphone screen that supports more than billion colors, and it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 6. And the Oppo Find X2 Pro has IP68 rated for protection against dust and water up to 1.5 meter for 30 minutes. The Oppo Find X Pro has installed 7nm plus Snapdragon 865 processor for its performance with integrated GPU Adreno 650. It has 12GB of RAM with 512GB UFS 3.0 internal storage respectively. For the main camera option of this smartphone, it has triple camera setup on the back side. It has 48 megapixel main shooter with f1.7 aperture and a 13 megapixel periscope telephoto lens with f3.0 aperture and the 48 megapixel ultra-wide lens with f2.2 aperture. On the front side, it has 32 megapixel selfie camera with f2.4 aperture. Oppo Find X2 Pro operates Android 10 operating system with ColorOS 7.1 UI. As for the battery, it has 4260 mAh battery with 65 watt fast battery charging support. The phone is available in 3 color variant: black, orange and Lamborghini edition, and it weighs about 207 gram.